Come on. Get over the hump. What's happening, baby? We here. We're here. Let me say it. What's up? How you doing? Welcome back to a pre-recorded version of Get Over the Hump. Listen, I am pumped that I'm here with you, but first, let's get through the first three questions. One, did you bring somebody with you? Two, did you get us to three people? And three, where you tapping in from? Because remember, Get Over the Hump is the place where we bring leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals together in the intersection of the space of spiritual, personal, and leadership development. So listen, we're here. So what's up, heroes? What up, guardians? What up, legends? We're here. Yeah. All right. Now, before we keep it pushing, y'all know what it is. So I need you to put it in the chat. I need you to put it in the comments below. Let me know, what kind of week are you having? The first option is, are you having the I'm a classic kind of week? What kind of week is that? It's the week that says that I'm simply no longer explaining myself to people who insist on seeing me through their own lens. Nope, not gonna do it. That's a waste of time. That's toxic behavior. I'm done. I'm a classic. Classics don't have to explain. They just show up and evoke emotions. Think about your favorite movie, your favorite dish, your favorite house, your favorite car. Classics invoke emotions. They don't get emotional. That's one. Number two is my dopeness doesn't expire. So what do I mean by that? Simply this. I'm in time, set to arrive on time, so I can impact the people I'm supposed to at the right time. So guess what? I can chill out and be present because today has enough troubles of its own. Why am I worried about tomorrow? Because my dopeness doesn't expire. It's not meat. It's not bread. It's not produce. When I show up, they'll be ready and it'll be right on time. So my dopeness doesn't expire. And then we go last, but definitely not least. The very thing that was meant to destroy me developed me. The very thing that was meant to kill me gave me life. So now what's in front of me doesn't stand a chance. It simply means that I'm what? I'm built for this. Woo! Yeah, do me a favor. Put that in the comments below and let me know what kind of week are you having. Because the only thing we control is our perspective. And our perspective is what helps take us to allow for us to be able to see problems and make them possibilities. For us to be able to see opportunities that used to look like obstacles. This is what this is about. We control our perspective, and when we clear the clutter in our minds, then we can begin to see the vision of our mind ultimately become the reality of our lives. So do me a favor, just blow up the comments below. Let me know where you're from, what kind of week are you having, and let's get into this thought I want us to have this week. This thought that I want us to have this week. This thought is simply this. I need you to go back to when you knew. Aaron, what are you talking about? Let me say it again. Go back to when you knew. What am I talking about? There's a moment in your life that I know for everybody who is watching this, there's a moment in which you knew you were nice. There's a moment that you knew that you were good. There's a moment where you was like, man, my confidence is all over the place. It's up. I believe I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm called to do what I'm supposed to do. Like you knew it, you got it, and you were running with it. I need you to go back to the moment when you knew. I know. Yep, it might have been when you were 5 years old. It might have been 15 years ago. It might have been whatever that time is. I need you to go back to that moment when you knew. Because when you close your eyes and you think about that moment, you get excited. When you close your eyes and think of that moment, you begin to smile. And say, you knew you were good. You knew you were special. It came easy to you. So I want you to go back to that moment in which you knew. Because here's what I need you to understand, is that when life gets to lifing, it's going to put things around you to crowd out the excitement that you knew. So that's why it's important for us to go back. And I want you to ask yourself the question, what about life made you dismiss what you already knew? Was it your mom? Was it your dad? Was it your friends? Was it the fact that you didn't get the optimal results that you desired in the moment and you thought that maybe I'm not as good as I am? But I want you to think through, if we go back to what made us smile, and we go back to the moment where we knew we were special, that I could sing, I could write, I could shoot baskets, I could play football, I could whatever it is. When you knew that you were good and then life hit you with something, I need us to ask the question, what made you dismiss it? And when you start thinking about what made you dismiss it, Is it because you accepted a truth that actually wasn't really true? Did you buy into somebody's lie in the moment that has lingered in your life to this point? What made you dismiss it? What made you say, that's not the thing. Let me put that on the shelf and go try something else? Yeah, I want us to spend some time there. Because if we can spend some time there, we put ourselves in a position where now we can go through and walk through these 3 L's. And I wanted to make sure that we walk through these 3 L's. And I've talked about these before. These 3 L's. First, excuse me, what happens when you dismissed it? Let me show you what happened. When you dismissed it, you put the first L on it. You put a label on it. You put a label on your gifting. You put a label on your ease. You put a label on your calling, and you said, not now, not ever. I might have been mistaken. You put the label on it. Now, other people might not have been the friendliest. They might not have accepted you the way that you wanted to be accepted, but there's a label that was put on you. And we know with labels, whether it's gym shoes, like I say from being from Detroit, or sneakers and other places, whether it's condiments like Louisiana hot sauce or red hot sauce, regardless of what it is, the label creates an expectation. And if we go back to when we knew we were special, when we knew we were different, when we put that label on us because we had dismissed something that had dismissed that gifting because something happened, that label now creates a lens in which we begin to look at life through. So the expectation is he's not good enough. The expectation is she talks too much. The expectation is he's too slow. Well, maybe the expectation is he's actually is good enough, but you don't have the right place for them to be plugged into. The expectation, because you put the wrong label on, is that they don't talk too much. They actually know how to change the environment in your room. Oh, the expectation is they might be too slow. It's like, nope, they're actually the best quality control person you can ever have on board. But because you put the wrong label, it creates a lens in which is now smudged and cracked, in which you begin to look at it and others see what you see. Because if you don't believe enough in yourself, if you're nervous about what you're nice about, then why am I going to believe? And some of us are frustrated because somewhere along this journey, we lost the belief. That's why today I want us to dig deeper and go back to the time in which we knew. Aaron, what did I know? I knew I was nice with it. But somehow along the journey, I got nervous with it. So if we go back to understand that piece, and we understand that there's been a label, first L, that's been put on top, then we go to the next spot. It's created a lens in which it fogs up, it cracks, and it impairs our view. The third thing we'll see is that there's a limitation that we've been living under. A limitation about somebody else's words, a limitation based on somebody else's life, a limitation based on you dismissing it and saying, it's just what everybody else does. Anybody would have done it in my position. It's no big deal. The dismissal of it puts a label on it that it makes it undervalued. Do not allow for greatness to be undervalued. Normalized greatness creates undervalued experiences. Therefore, you dismiss it. You put the wrong label on it. You look at life through an impaired lens, and now you're limited in what you can impact. And many of us have been asking the question, God, why are you not going to give me more? God, why are you not giving me what I need? He says, I gave you everything everything that you needed, but you are limited on how you look at it because you're looking at it through the wrong lens because you put the wrong label on it. I said that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. I said that the works of my hands are wonderful that are put into you because I knew you before the foundation of the world. But because somebody told you one thing that contradicted my word, the label, the lens, and the limitations has you living in a space that's below what I intended. So I need us to go back. Listen to me. Go back to a time in which we knew. Because if we can go back to a time in which we knew, before life told us there was something different, and now we take these 3 L's and we filter it, now we can change the label. We can say, now all of a sudden you can say, I don't talk too much. I know how to engage people in conversation. And if I know how to engage people in conversation, I can be the leader. I can be the spokesperson. I can be the marketer. I can be the communicator. I can be the award-winning sales professional. Because when I put the right label on my gifting, The things that come easy to me, now all of a sudden I look at it through the right lens. Then the world begins to open up for me. Opportunities begin to just seem to keep flowing towards me because now I'm moving in an ease. I'm moving in what I know. I'm confident and clear in what it is that I do because the label has been changed. The lens is clear, and now there are no limitations. Do you understand that in your lane, in your gifting, in the space in which is easy for you, there are no limitations for you? The only limitation for you is what you believe and what you think. That's why we have to go back to a time in which we knew. Listen, if I'm helping anybody, put some fire and some ladders in the chat to say, hey, whoo, you speaking to me right now. So I want us to go back to a time, and this is all I want us to do. Here's our call to action. Here's all I want us to do. Go back to a time in which you knew. I don't care if it was age 7, 5, 10, last week, 2 years ago, 15 years ago. I need you to go back to a time in which you knew you were special. Nobody else validated, but in your heart, in your, as Willie Moe Jr. says, in your shanana, you knew you were nice with it. And somewhere in there, somebody made you nervous. So let's go through. We're going to change the label. We're going to clear off the lens, and we're going to release the limits. And when we go back to that, now we strategically now have a plan that there's one thing we can do after changing the label, cleaning off the lens, and unleashing the limits. We can take one step in the direction of the ease, of the nice, of the calling, of the gifting, one step today. And when you take that one step today, it's going to build you the momentum you need for tomorrow. And then you take tomorrow, that one step you need for that day, and it'll build you the momentum you need for the next day. So all we're going to do, go back, change the label, the lens, and release the limitations, and take one step after that process and watch it create the momentum necessary to become the lifestyle for your gift to ultimately make room for you, because people are waiting for you. It's just you got to remember when you knew. Remember when you knew. Listen, if this has been helpful, put some fire and some ladders in the chat and do me a favor. Pass this on to somebody. Don't keep this to yourself. Don't you be selfish and keep it to yourself. Give this to somebody else. And as we are changing our labels, cleaning our lens, and unleashing our limitations, here's what I want you to do. I want you to extend yourself some grace and remember this. Just because you started out on this journey to get better, it doesn't mean that you weren't already good. So until the next time, I'll see you then.